What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, good people? Man, Friday. How y'all doing, man? Everybody's all right? Everything's doing well? Sheldon J. Think About It Radio in the building. Got a good conversation with you guys I want to have about some down payment grant programs and just talk about free ain't free.
Thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening? What's happening? Man, it is almost 2020. What's your game plan? Action plan? Itinerary, if you will. Right? Where you at with this thing, man? Thank you guys, man, for hanging in, man, for all the fans, for listening to the shows, for the ones that's downloading them and sharing them with the people and everything, man, like that. The comments, the suggestions. I appreciate you guys, man. New fans, guys I just met today, man, appreciate you guys, man. Hope you guys tune in and check out the show. Hope I can say something that can enlighten you and inspire you and make you think about it, right? Let's go. I'm not going to hold you guys long today either, man. I wanted to talk about real quick, man. We're talking about free ain't free is what I titled this one in reference to mortgage loans. I'm a loan originator. If anyone don't know, let me introduce myself. If this guy's the first time, my name is Sheldon Fortenberry Jr., loan originator, CNT Mortgage, NMLS number 1117854, right? For home loans with two different investors. We offer the best rates pricing to the customer based upon their particular situation, right? Credit education as well through Cope Credit Solutions, things of that nature as well. So it's all about putting a plan together for the customer. So what I do is I look at your file and I put you in the best situation that's going to help you out if you want to get into a home. If you do not want to get into a home and just want to get the credit educated and stuff like that, we can help you that way as well. All right. So that's what I do. Motivational speaker. I don't really like to say motivational. I just really like to inspire, educate people. So anyone has anything, any events that they want someone to just inspire and entertain, let's go. We're here to do that. So free ain't free. Talking about mortgages, loans, and acquiring a home, right? You know, you look up and you say you want to buy a home one day and you're tired of renting and you want to get to that point, all right? So you start looking around and shopping and you're looking at your credit and your credit is good and everything is great with that and you speak with a lender, and if you're in the state of Texas, hopefully me, right? So you speak to a lender though, right? And then they put those numbers in front of you and saying, okay, you know, for this house that you like, for the price of this home right here, what it's going to cost you with a particular, with the programs that we have, just say FHA, right? 3.5% down program, FHA, down payment, closing costs, whatever, it's going to be X amount of dollars, 12, 13, 14,000, just say for this example, okay? And you look at your bank account and you look and say, okay, wow, you know, okay, I have some funds saved up, but I don't have that much, right? So you're going to figure out and say, okay, you know what do we need to do in this situation? Well, then you speak with a lender and they say, well, there may be options on the table. All right. There may be some programs out here that can kind of help you meet that gap that you need to get closer to where you need to be. Right. There may be a program out here, a bond, a grant, depending on where you stay. You know, again, we're talking about Texas here, so I'm going to specifically stay on Texas. OK. They have bond programs and grants and things of that nature, right? Okay, well, how does that work, right? So you look at those programs and they have certain income requirements and say, okay, if you meet this criteria, then you can get this. If you meet this criteria, then this is available. If you meet this particular criteria, then this one here is available. And then there's rates attached to them, okay? Sometimes those rates are high. In most cases, those rates are higher rates, okay? And a lot of times, so then now you got the money, but there is at the cost, the detriment, I guess, of a rate. So when you sit down and have a conversation with your lender, they should ask you what's more important. Is the rate important or the out-of-pocket expenses at this time? You just need a little bit of cushion to get you through that point to get into the property so you can go back and, refinance, within a certain amount of time. Some of those programs, just as a side note real quick, they lock you into the grant where you can stay in the property for around 5 years. Some 3, some 5. They have some where they don't have restrictions, but typically some of them have restrictions where you can only stay in a certain area. You have to stay there for at least 5 years without having to repay some of it back. Because, again, they're giving you the funds, that you're accessing the capital to meet that gap, right? And they want to make sure that they get a good return on their investment, so they want to make sure it's a business sense to them. Okay, so, but you want to look at your bottom line and say, okay, now does that make sense? All right. So when you get the documentation and the paperwork, the disclosures, it's going to tell you, over 360 months, 30 years, you're financing this thing, right? If you pay X amount of dollars, right? This is how much you're going to totally pay for this property. Okay. So you paid for this particular property, and you look at the number of what the acquisition cost was versus your final cost, and that number is going to be a wide gap, right? Huge number, like that. It's going to dang the double, right? And you look at the rate that you paid for that money. And again, if you just say in this scenario that you hadn't refinanced anything like that, right? You look at the rate for that money that you paid way more than what you needed to pay, right? But you got on in at that time because you needed it. Now, if you refinance after that time frame, I guess after that period of time, the way they say you can't do anything, 5 years, 3 years, sometime in some cases, then you know what? You're in a better situation. As long as the market is in a better spot, refinancing may be a better time. You don't know what's going to happen in 4 or 5 years, right? But again, you met that gap, and that was that immediate need. Not knocking that at all. Do what you have to do. But I also want to speak the truth about those things and then speak positive about them, and also speak just, again, be aware of those things. Now, the other side of it is that if you have a credit score, just say 640, 660, 640, 680 or whatever, right? We do an FHA loan, 3.5% down, okay? With it being an FHA loan because it's insured, the rates are better. So you get a great rate, almost like a point or maybe a point and a half from the down payment assistance rates, right? You get a great rate, and then you get lender credits, meaning that gap that you have where you needed the down payment assistance at first, I can meet that gap with a lender paid credit to meet some of that. Then the realtor on the front end, right? They're working in your favor. They're on your team, right? They're going to negotiate. The seller give a little bit of credit, some credits that's going to help with down payment and closing costs. Again, tightening that gap to where down payment assistance may not even be the option necessary, right? Necessary for you because you position yourself credit-wise and team-wise. They're going to say, you know what, that's an option if we need it, it's there. Right. But we're going to try to figure out what's going to be the better option, because then when you look at that disclosure statement over those 30 years and just say if you made the payments every month, 30 years and didn't pay it off early or whatever. Right. That number will be less than the one with the higher rate because you're paying less money. Right. The money is costing you less. It's going to cost you one way or the other. Right. But it's costing you less at the time because you never know what's going to happen within that period of time. You never know how life is going to hit you or anything like that. So how I tell my clients, how I structure my deals is that, let's look at your bottom line. Okay. Because gross income is what I qualify you on. Net income is what you bring home. Right. So that gap is there as far as what you actually bring home, what you actually put your money, you put your hands on. Right. The money that you put your hands on. Right. And that's the difference. And this is what's left when you have your day-to-day expenses. So you want to look at the total numbers, all the numbers. Right. Not being so excited about the fact that, OK, they're going to give you something, then it's not, because it's going to cost you in the end. Right. My job and my role in this thing, the reason why I do this podcast and try to just share information and stuff like that is that I'm concerned about, the person. Then I have the integrity. I have integrity in this business. I'm concerned about the customer, not just my commission. Right. And so meaning that I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about this situation, and let's see what makes sense for your bottom line. As a loan officer who cares, that's what I do. That's my role. And I like doing it, and I love doing it, and hope you guys are learning something from working with me, dealing with me, allowing me an opportunity to get you or your family member in a home loan, get them into a home. I keep saying home loan. Get them into a home, through financing. I appreciate that, and I don't take those opportunities lightly. So I share this information about, don't go in desperate. Okay? When you're looking at a home, when you find the home that you love, right? The one that you want and you got to have, that's fine. Just do not go in desperate, because there are still people out here that will take advantage of your desperation. All money isn't good money. Know the bottom line. Know what this money will cost you. Because, again, it will cost you. When you go sit down with the builder and say, hey, I love this. Okay, cool. You know what? I'll give you all this and just go with my lender. Okay, cool. They're not giving it to you. They're in the business of making money. Business. So just, again, look at the bottom line whenever you go through these business transactions, deal with these people, look at financing, looking at financing a home and stuff. Don't just be so quick to just take anything before you look at everything. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, man. I hope that makes sense. I'll try to make sense. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not making sense, let me know. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, and if anyone's listening live, anything like that, man, I'd be more than happy to answer any of those questions. I'm going to stay on probably about another 5 minutes, man. Then I'm going to be done. Put a little jazz in the background for you guys, so it won't just be silence. Hope you guys like that. Shout out to DJ Hellove for putting that mix together for me. Appreciate you, my brother. But what do you guys think, though? I mean, do I make sense when it comes to that? I want to help you guys stay in the house. I'm not my mission is not just to get you into the house and get paid and then keep it moving. I don't feel good if that happens. And if I know that I put you in that situation, that's lack of integrity. And this business had enough of that. Anyone remember the mortgage meltdown? What is it, 2008? I've been in the industry since 2000. So I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the highs, the lows. They were just giving away home loans like it was candy. So put yourself in a great position to succeed out here. Not to just exist, Makes one day, man, the good Lord's going to call us all home. But while we're here, while we have the chance, let's make better decisions that'll keep our stress level down. Keep our attitudes positive because we went into these situations with our eyes wide open. We didn't just go into it just blinded, if you will, not understanding what the whole thing is about. So I encourage you to surround yourself with people and teams that's going to put you guys in the best situation. If you're in Texas looking for a loan officer, again, I'm here to help you guys out, to give information. Like, comment, share with your friends. But there are options out here. Let's just structure a deal. Let's structure something that's going to help you. Let's structure something that's going to benefit you. Let's structure something that's going to keep you in the home. Have that asset that you can pass down to your children, your children's children. Because they're not making any more land. So once you acquire it, once you have that piece of paper that says, okay, that's yours, and that's something you can keep. It's a tangible asset. And especially if you move into a neighborhood to where it's improving, now you automatically put yourself in a positive equity position. Say you go into a community where they're building new houses and stuff all around, right? And then your property is worth 180. And then they're building properties around you around 260 to 300. They're going to do what they call an appraised value or whatever, right? An appraisal is just an estimate of how much, what homes sold for in a particular area. Right? And they go look and see what these homes and stuff sold for, and then they give an average. Okay? If your house is in that area, guess what? Your house the value is going up in that area. I mean, the value of your home is going up. If you were to sell that property, you can sell it at that average of what houses are going for. Assuming everything within the house is great and everything is good, and it's it's nice. It shows well, if you will. Make sense? I hope it does. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you know how to get at me. Shelton at cntmtg.com if it's in reference to a home loan, if it's reference to mortgages and anything like that, right? Keep on pushing ent@gmail.com. If it's anything else, credit education, information, inspiration, all that, just give me a call. I'm here to help you guys out the best way that I can. I'm just trying to be the best I can while I'm here. So free ain't free, good people. Just know what you're getting into when you get the money, when the programs are spoken about the options. Do you have any down payment assistance, stuff like